I have a new shipment of vanilla beans and it's time to make another batch of vanilla extract. And this time I'm going to use this vanilla to create a mother jar. Hey friends, it's Barbara-Sue at Kowalski Mountain and welcome back to the homestead. I wish you could smell this vanilla. It smells so good. As soon as you open the mailbox, you can smell the sweet aroma of the vanilla beans. Now, I made my very first vanilla extract in November of 2022, and we're currently in February of 2025. Now, this half gallon of vanilla sat on the shelf for about a year, just letting it do its thing and become a rich, pure vanilla extract. But I'm starting to run out. Now, I have a really popular video on YouTube, and you can see it right up here, about making a double fold vanilla extract. And that's what I have in these small jars. Now, I made my double fold vanilla in February of 2023. And the reason I made it at that time was because I was planning to give it as Christmas gifts to my daughters. So I did give away about 3 or 4 bottles of this, and I still have a couple of bottles that I have not yet got into, but this will not last very long at my house. So the reason I'm going to start another batch is because it's going to take at least a year for it to develop its flavor. So making vanilla extract is a project we need to plan ahead. Now this time I am going to create a mother jar. And a mother jar is going to be the jar that I take all of the beans from the past vanilla bean extracts, throw them into a single jar, and kind of keep a continuous brew going. Now today's vanilla extract I'm going to be making with Everclear. Now I bought a new bottle, but I want to use up the last bottle first before I dig into the new bottle. Now I was very happy with my Everclear vanilla, which is what this was, and so that's why I'm going to use it again. Now my friend Julie at Capturing Wonderland has a wonderful post all about making vanilla extract with Everclear. Now Everclear is a high proof alcohol. This one is 151, and you can also get it in 190 proof. Now when you use a high proof alcohol like that, you have to dilute it with water. Now with my 151 proof, I need to dilute it 2 to 1. 2 parts alcohol to 1 part water. Now the recipe calls for distilled water, but I will be using regular tap water today. If you need instructions on how to use Everclear when making vanilla, be sure to check out the post in the description box by my friend Julie at Capturing Wonderland. Now I'm going to mix up, I don't want to waste my grain alcohol, so I am going to mix up enough to start with 5 cups of alcohol. Now I can always add to it, but I'm going to start with that. So with my 2 to 1 ratio, I need 3 1/3 cups of Everclear and 1 2/3 cups of water. All right, I had to back up a little bit. Because this is 2 to 1, I have 2 cups of Everclear here. To 1 cup of water. Now, of course, as luck would have it, the new Everclear I bought, this is grain alcohol, but it's a different brand. Now, I thought it was kind of cool because this is made in Bardstown, Kentucky, which is very close to us here at Kowalski Mountain. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with what I have mixed, and I will add more to it. Now, because this is 190 proof, we need to mix this with water 1 to 1. You need to be mindful of the proof alcohol that you're using to make the proper dilution, or you're going to burn your vanilla beans. Now this needs to go through a chemical reaction. So I'm going to set this aside and let that do what it needs to do. Now in the meantime, we are going to drain the vanilla out of my original jar. So I have a strainer here, or have a funnel, and I put that strainer inside of it. And hopefully this jar is big enough. Look at that gorgeous vanilla extract. I've never seen it outside of the dark jar, you know, other than spooning it out. So it's interesting to see how dark it really is. Now I'm going to go ahead and dump out my vanilla beans. Now these vanilla beans, because we've already used them to extract vanilla extract, they're not going to be as potent as brand new beans. But that's the idea of the mother jar, because I can keep adding to it. Now this is more vanilla beans than what I actually started with. Regular vanilla is 1 cup of alcohol to 1 ounce of vanilla beans. I decided I wanted to use double fold vanilla. So about a year ago, I bought more vanilla beans and I just threw them in there. So that's why there's quite a bit in here. Now because this is a clear jar, this needs to be kept in a dark cupboard rather than out on the shelf. So that is going to get put away. It's hard to believe I use so much vanilla extract. So this means if I made this in November of 2022 and I started using it, say, the end of 2023, I have gone through almost a half gallon of vanilla extract in a year. That's a lot of vanilla. Now admittedly, I never really measure vanilla. I just scoop it and throw it in. Now I'm going to go ahead and wash this jar in the meantime. So we are ready with a clean jar and we are ready to get started. Now because I'm doing the mother jar, I'm going to go ahead and throw in all of my vanilla beans from my last jar. Now, one thing that I don't do is I don't split my vanilla beans. A lot of people do that, and you certainly can, but I have never done that, and it's worked out fine. The only thing that I do is I cut my vanilla beans in half. Now, the reason I do that is because eventually they're not going to remain in the alcohol anymore, and we don't want them to get moldy or yucky or dry out. So I always cut them in half just so they'll fit in the jar a little bit better. Oh, I forgot to tell you where to get your vanilla beans. Now I order all of my vanilla beans from a private Facebook group called Indiri Vanilla Bean Group. Now I probably messed up the name of that. They have the best prices. If you follow me at all, you know I like a bargain. And I look for the best price of vanilla beans. Now you can get fancy vanilla beans from them. Hawaiian beans, they'll cost you a lot more, but I always look for the beans that are a better price. This shipment of beans is a Madagascar bourbon vanilla bean, and these cost me about $6 an ounce. Now, if you've bought vanilla beans, you know that is an amazing price. Now, the best way to shop their sales is get on their email list, and they're going to get emails telling you when they have sales on vanilla beans, and that's when I place my order. Now, these are grade A vanilla beans, but you can also make vanilla extract from grade B vanilla. You do not have to buy grade A vanilla if you don't want to. I'm going to give my alcohol about 10 more minutes, and then we're going to mix this up. Now, for my vanilla extract, I do like to keep it in these amber jars. And the amber jars help it because this is light sensitive. Now, these jars are very hard to find and pretty expensive now. I know I did not pay anywhere near what they cost now. These are very coveted jars. And I'm really careful with what I use these for. Now, while I wait for the alcohol, I'm going to go ahead and create my label. Now, you don't have to be so specific. You could just put down the date on your jar. I am going to put that this is my mother jar. And I'm starting it in February 2025. Now, the cool thing about a mother jar is as I use up those small bottles of vanilla, I will add the vanilla beans from those into my mother jar. Now, a mother jar doesn't need to have any particular alcohol. You can use, like, those are made with rum. And I could go ahead and just dump all of it right in there. But the goal is to kind of have a continuous brew. As this alcohol level goes down, I can add more to it and kind of just keep it going is my hope. So I don't ever run out of vanilla extract. All right. Let's go ahead and pour this in. I'm right about here, so I can add about 2 more cups to my jar. So since I'm switching to 190 proof alcohol, using up what I had, I'm going to do 1 cup to 1 cup. And actually, I'm going to go a little under. I'm going to do 3/4 to 3/4. I'm going to let that set, and then we're going to add it to the jar. All right, now this has been setting, so we're going to go ahead and top this up. Now that brought that up to right about here. Now this is going to take about a year to fully extract, and maybe a little bit longer, because not all of these beans are fresh beans. They are used beans which is part of the idea behind a mother jar. Now I can always add more beans to it later if I decide I want to. But for now, this is going to get tucked away on a shelf, but not too far away, because whenever I think about it, I need to give this a shake. So you don't want to put this where you don't see it. You want to be able to give it a shake on occasion. But for now, we're just going to set this aside and let it do its thing. Well friends, if you have not tried to make your own vanilla extract, I hope this video and my double-filled vanilla extract video gives you the courage to try it. I was very intimidated by the idea of making my own vanilla extract for a really long time, but the post done by my friend Julie at Capturing Wonderland gave me the confidence and the information I needed to make my own vanilla extract. Now I have not bought vanilla since 2023. If you are still buying it, you know how expensive it is. While it isn't free to make this, the vanilla beans I bought this time cost me I believe $40 because I purchased a affordable bean. And my bottle of alcohol cost me about $17. So that is about $50 to make vanilla extract. Except I made a half gallon. Most of the time when you buy it in the store, you're buying less than an ounce. Let's do the math. I'm just going to bring up my Walmart app. So on my Walmart app, pure vanilla costs $4.87 for 1 ounce. Now this is a half gallon of vanilla extract, and I'm going to say that there is, I need to go back and watch the video of how much alcohol I put in it. I did 4 cups of liquid. Now in my jar with 32 ounces of liquid, I spent $57, and I'm going to divide that by 32 ounces. It cost me $1.78 an ounce to make my vanilla extract. So while this definitely takes a lot more time, it's less than half the cost of buying it in the store. Now I got a lot more patience than most, so I can definitely wait it out, plan ahead, and make sure I have plenty of vanilla to last me in the meantime. Well friends, as always, I really appreciate you watching, especially to the very end. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that button. We'd love you to be a part of the Kowalski Mountain family. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.